Hello, my friends. It's Debra Poneman, founder of Yes to Success, where we offer knowledge and tools for you to live your ultimate life, ageless, anti-aging for your brain, body, and future, and the awake method, because it's time for all of us to wake up. And welcome to this week's Success Saturday. Sometimes I sit down to record these and I think, what is there to say when the world seems to be going in such a crazy direction? And yet I always come back to one truth again and again. And that is, in the midst of chaos, we don't need to find more to do. We need to remember who we truly are. We are powerful, we are light, we are love. Love matters, our words matter, our vibration matters. And today I want to share a little bit about something that really touched me. This last Thursday was the Vedic holiday called Guru Purnima, which is the day that we honor our teachers. Guru, of course, means teacher. And I was listening to a live broadcast from one of my revered teachers, Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, and he said this. He said, the spiritual journey begins with being grateful because being grateful is the juice of life. Then it moves on to realizing you have nothing to take. You came here only to give. And when you live like that, you feel humble and you feel uplifted. So let's think about that for a minute. We came here only to give. And I found that in my own life, that when you put giving as your number one intention and not getting, that's when Source, Spirit, the Creator, the God of your understanding, will take the best care of you. And I'll give you an example because it also has to do with Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. This idea of when you give, and even if it might be a little bit inconvenient, Source, Spirit, God will always take care of you. You think you have to do something yourself. Instead, you choose to give. Watch what happens. So last winter, I was at the Christmas New Year's course at the Art of Living Ashram in Boone, North Carolina. There were thousands of people there, as always, during that time of year. And I was a little bit burned out from working hard to clear my calendar for a few days of R&R. It was actually a week. And I was leaving the dining hall after breakfast the very first morning so that I could get to the lecture hall to get a good seat and be there when Shri Shri arrived. Actually, I was kind of running out of the dining hall so I could get a good seat in the front. But I did stop to hold the door for a lady who was carrying this tray, and it was stacked with like three boxes of food and three kind of precariously balanced drinks. And she had a toddler. And she said to me that she was bringing the food back to her room because her husband and her daughter had just come down with the flu. And I took a look at her and I looked at the icy hill that she had to walk down. I'm looking up because it was a hill, but it was actually down to get to her room. And I looked at her little boy whose hand she could not hold on the icy hill. And it was a icy hill that also had a lot of traffic with people getting to the lecture hall. So I offered to walk her to her room. And I took one of the boxes that was on the top, and that would have probably fallen in the hand of the little toddler, knowing that there was no way I was going to get back to get a good seat or be there for when the guru arrived. So maybe you guessed the end of the story, but maybe not. But after I made sure she and the little boy were safely in their place with all the food intact, and she was so grateful, she was so sweet, I started my trek up the hill. And who should round the corner right in front of me but Sri Sri Ravi Shankar himself with his entourage taking a morning walk on his way to the lecture hall. And he took a route that I've never seen him take before. So guess what? I was able to walk with him all the way to the hall. And then I got a good seat because his entourage said, "Oh, sit with us, sit with us." And I tell you that story because when I sat down, I did remember what I teach my students, and that is when you do God's work on earth, like giving without thought of return, you will always, but only 100% of the time, be rewarded. But the glow I felt was not so much from bumping into Shri Shri and having the joy of walking with him to the meeting, but the joy of helping the lady with the food and the toddler and the ice. That was its own reward. You see, when we live life as though we're here to extract something from every moment, recognition, validation, reward, we're actually putting up walls between ourselves and our joy. But when we live from the knowing that we came here only to give, then something else happens. The ego relaxes, the heart opens, and that's when we're lifted up. Sri Sri also said during his talk on Guru Purnima that once we live from that space of giving, that's when we begin to taste stillness. The stillness that isn't restless, that isn't urgent, that isn't constantly trying to get somewhere, a stillness that's beyond time. And then he added something really profound. He said, all of our restlessness in life is connected to time. Our frustrations are connected to time. We want everything now. But why should it be now? Let it take its own time. I paraphrase that, but that was the essence of what he said. So this week, I invite you to try something simple, but I think kind of radical. Each morning, before you even get out of bed, say to yourself, I came here only to give. And then throughout the day, in the moments where you feel rushed or drained or like you're not getting what you expected, pause again just for a second and say, let it take its own time. Let life unfold. Give what's in your heart to give. Give a smile, a kind word, a moment of full presence, and then watch how you're the one who ends up feeling whole and fulfilled and happy and at peace. Because real success is not about what we get. It's not about what we gather. It's about what we give. And when we realize we will truly have nothing that we can take with us and nothing we need to take, we become free. And in that freedom, that's where we meet the stillness. And in that stillness, we remember the truth that there is only oneness. There is no other. So thank you for being with me again this Saturday. Keep shining, keep giving, and know that you are the gift the world has been waiting for. So have a good week, and I'll see you next Saturday. Bye for now.